Okay, well, that's the best Olympic opening that I can possibly do for you guys, but I want to let you know that I really do love the Olympics, and every time the Olympics come around, especially the Summer Olympics, it's so much fun for me. I like watching sports that I know about, sports that I know nothing about, sports that I don't even think are sports. But I watch it all because you get to see on a world stage the best athletes compete for these things all at one time. And I love that competition. But there are a few things about the gold medal mindset that I want you to know about. And we're going to talk about it in this episode.
Welcome to the Licensed to Live show, where professionals, doctors, champions, VIPs, attorneys, and those in public office discover strategies that help you restart and gain what is lost when you find yourself accused. If another has doubted your integrity, questioned your credentials, or caused your actions to come under scrutiny, you are in the right place. On the other hand, if you have never felt the knot in the pit of your stomach when legal papers are served, the heartbreak of disappointing your family when the lock clicks shut on handcuffs, or had to appear before a board of review, then be aware, the longer you serve, the more likely you are to find yourself under the microscope of those who judge. Prepare yourself for this uncomfortable possibility. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jarrett Patton.
Welcome to episode 192 of License to Live. My name is Dr. Jarrett Patton, and I'm your host for a journey together today and every day you choose to listen to this show. If you or anyone you know has been dissed in their career, please enjoy them to follow along this journey. Just go to your favorite podcast player and hit subscribe. And while you're there, rate this episode and every episode so that I know what to bring to you every single time. We've done now 192 episodes, and I've gotten lots of feedback from all of you guys, but even sharing these ratings helps spread the message. So today, we're going to be talking about the gold medal mindset. It is that mindset that you will note from all of these athletes and even people you've heard of from before who are guests on this show. I really do love the Olympics. I do. I mean, I do watch all of these sports, I like whether it's something like kayaking or swimming, and I've done that before, but then I can appreciate how I am nowhere near an Olympic athlete in that category. Other sports I may be more familiar with, like basketball or track and field, which maybe at one point in my life, I thought maybe I could be an Olympic athlete, but I was never truly that gifted in sports to make it to that kind of level. And then, all of these other sports that I don't know a lot about, particularly one called handball that I watch every time the Summer Olympics are on, and I'm looking at it because handball was played with a ball and like a racquetball size ball. Back in the day when I knew about handball, but this whole thing is like some sort of modification between soccer and basketball that they have going on. But it's just fascinating watching all of these things all the time because you see competition on its highest level. So I will get into the gold medal mindset, which is the mindset of, virtually every athlete that is performing on this stage, and give you a few of the different categories of things that you'll hear them do and say and repeat over and over and over again. So we will get into the gold medal mindset. And my favorite part about this year's Olympics, I would love for you guys to guess what that may be. And we'll get into that right after we finish thanking our sponsors.
Something smells good.
Hey, this is Dr. Jarrett Patton. Do you need more positivity in your life? No matter what part of your life you want to transform, positive affirmations can help you achieve your goals. But sometimes making permanent changes can be difficult. Designed with you in mind, License to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. License to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will set you on the path to changing your mindset, beliefs, speech, and ultimately your actions. You can change your life now by getting your copy at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your finer book retails, or licensedtolive.com. That's licensedtolive.com.
Hey guys, this is Jenae Noonan, and I'm here with Dr. Jarrett on License to Live. Hit the subscribe, follow the journey. Let's go.
I have been on the road a lot lately, but I want to let all of you guys know, rest assured, fire starters, you can still reach out to me at any time and get access to my calendar, timewithdrjarrett.com. If you're having a career question, if you're having a struggle knowing whether you want to continue your main job or go to a side job, or you're really just looking for that next step on your career pathway, on that career ladder, give me a call. There's no obligation. We have a free session together. And if you and I are a good fit, we have some things we can work on, then we go forward. And if not, you are going to get some great advice and some things that you can take action on immediately. So make sure you're giving me a shout out. Now, for my favorite part of the Olympics, this year has really been Snoop Dogg. Snoop became the U.S. unofficial mascot some sort of way, and I would love to know how that happened and why. But at the end of the day, everybody loves Snoop, and Snoop went over to Paris, has been working with NBC, doing commentating, interviewing family members of some of the greatest athletes. It has just been a delight watching him because he, like me, looks at some of these sports, whether it be something like horse dancing or the steeplechase, and he's asked to comment on these, and he doesn't really know what to say because, well, sometimes you don't even know what the rules of the game are. But Snoop in his way, sea walking, I'm sure, I don't know what the laws are about cannabis in Paris, but I am sure he's coming to the studio smoked up. And then whether he meets with his buddy Martha or not, it has just provided hysterical commentary that, well, I just can't name anybody else who could do it that way other than Snoop. And if you want to know a little bit more about why you should know more about Snoop, you got to listen to the Snoop Dogg episode. And I'll leave the link right in the show notes so you guys can click right there and get an idea of what I'm talking about there. But I do want to talk about the gold medal mindset with you fire starters today, because after watching so many Olympic events, watching interviews, watching the athletes, reading some columns, taking some own notes for myself, I found that there are certain characteristics that keep rising to the top with some of these world's greatest athletes. And many of them are going to be coming from the United States, but many of them are coming from other places and other places where the show is popular, like Germany, like France. So just because I'm US based, I don't want to turn off you international listeners, because in some of these countries, I've been ranking fairly highly in the career podcast, and I appreciate you listening. So this really goes to all types of athletes, regardless of whether they come from the U.S. or another country. But the first characteristics I want you to think about is gratitude, because throughout all of the training and development it must take to get yourself into the Olympics, by the time maybe a teenager for some of them, but by the time you're in your 20s, that is one of the pinnacles of your sports career. And undoubtedly, all of them express gratitude. They are thankful for the opportunity to represent their country. They are thankful for being able to make it this far and even have a chance to represent their country. They are thankful just to have had the health and the help, and they can be thankful to people specifically. They can be thankful to their God. They can be thankful to a number of different people. But it is that spirit of gratitude, which is deeply rooted in their mindset, that, you know what, I may not get to compete tomorrow, but I am thankful I can compete today. Now, for all of you guys that are has-been athletes like me, you don't exactly know when that last day may be. And if I did, I certainly would have celebrated. And in fact, I don't remember when my last slam dunk occurred, but I'm sure it was more than a decade ago. Could have been 2 decades ago. and And if I had known that was going to be my last dunk on a basketball court, I would have celebrated a little bit more, maybe hung on the rim a little bit more. And I certainly would have had more gratitude for having those opportunities. But that is just one of those examples that you often find in the mind of champions. Now, you've heard it directly from the lips of some of these champions, whether you heard Logan, a Superbowl champion for the Pittsburgh Steelers, say on this show about how he was thankful for his opportunities, or even mixed martial arts gold medalist Jenae Noonan. When she was on this show, she talked about having gratitude. But it's not only the gratitude that you hear from these people, you hear about the second piece of this. And many of these athletes have a high level of humility. They have a high level of humility because they understand the fragility of the human body, and it can break down, it can fail on you, and all of these things can happen that could make you no longer relevant for your own following, for your own people. And so again, winning that gold medal, a representation of being the best athlete in this category in the entire world, instead of going out like some athletes do this, and some do this very well, but they may go out and brag and boast and gloat and said, I know it, I knew it, I always have been the best. And that's fine, but that's only in that moment in time. So having that humility to just understand that, yes, I can do supernatural things on a soccer field or on a gymnastics floor. At the same time, I am just human, and I am happy to be me. And I'm just plain old me, regardless of what everybody thinks about how many medals I have, so on and so forth. So it is that humility that is another characteristic that goes within that gold medal mindset. And you can have humility at the same time you have confidence. You can have humility at the same time you may have something like imposter syndrome. You can have humility with almost everything you do. And it's just a perspective that, hey, I'm a part of this world, but this world is a lot larger than just me. It may not be like your teenage son or daughter who thinks the entire world revolves around them in that moment, in every moment, and in time. It's really just understanding your space on this large globe that we stand upon. And it is really that we're just one tiny piece of what keeps the world in rotation. And that's what humility is all about. The third characteristic you're going to find in all of these athletes is an incredible work ethic. Now, fire starters, I'm bringing out all of these characteristics because Ideally, in your own career, in your own life, you should have all of these as a part of your own gold medal mindset. And this work ethic goes often along the old adage that it takes 10,000 hours of doing something before you become an expert. These people are practicing year round. They're going to different tournaments. They're going to different events, working on their skill, whatever it is, from table tennis to breakdancing. People are working on this skill all the time. And for many of them, it may be their full-time job. I am training because I'm on Team USA or Team Germany or Team France, and I want to succeed. But if I don't succeed, that's okay. I'm going to keep working until I do succeed. And oftentimes in our careers, we misapply that work ethic to the point of, oh, well, in order for me to make that next level, I'm going to have to work 90 hours a week instead of 40 hours a week like everyone else. And that is simply not true. So I don't want you to equate working harder or working longer or working more to having a strong work ethic. It's really about being present in the moment, working to your fullest capacity while you're there, and then taking care of yourself on the times when you're not, to make sure that you are ready for when they need you in your job. So don't get that work ethic part thrown out of whack, or thinking that, well, geez, they just asked me to start working 80 hours a week now. So now I'm going to have to work 90 or 100. And that does not do very well. It's not sustainable for you. It's not sustainable for you on a long term. It's something that you have to come back to and think about and consciously decide how I'm going to work. So a lot of times it may mean you need to be more lean or become more efficient with some of the things you do. You may need to make some system changes, which makes the system work better for you. But however you look at it, fire starters, you have a very strong work ethic. That work ethic is larger than anything, because you have the desire to succeed. You have always been a success. You don't like to look at failure at all. And if you look at failure, you should be looking at the opportunities to improve, the opportunities to change, and use that failure to drive you forward. So that is the common piece of the work ethic that you'll see in these gold medalists and the gold medal mindset to help them prepare. It's going to also help you prepare for everything you have going on. If you're looking for another job, look for another job, but demonstrate that you have a little gratitude, a little humility, and a little work ethic. And the final thing that I'll bring up to you guys is really and captures all three of the gratitude, the humility, the work ethic. And it is something that you can do right now. And I will tell you what that is right after we finish thanking our sponsor.
The time is now to refresh your career. We help doctors, lawyers, executives, and VIPs refresh and restart. Dr. Jarrett's coaching helps you build confidence, gain more credibility, develop more leadership skills, and gain clarity in your career path. Want to climb the executive ladder or branch out on your own? We'll put your career in overdrive. Visit drjarrett.com and sign up for your free strategy session.
This is Super Bowl champion Mike Logan, and you are listening to License to Live.
And if you can't reach me on my website or don't have time to do all of that, give me a call, 484-362-9850. That is my direct line. You can reach me. Tell me what's going on. So this final phase of the gold medal mindset that I want all of you to understand is that at the end of the day, each one of these athletes, everyone that I'm talking to right now, all you fire starters, I want you to be the best you can be. We may not all be given gifts of having superhuman speed or the ability to jump high or the ability to throw things far or the ability to kick somebody in the face. Well, we may not be given those abilities, but we have all been given unique gifts, unique skills, things that make us ourselves, our own individuals. And it are all of these qualities you should use not only in your life overall, but in your career and on your career pathway. You're developing these things so that you can be the best you can be. So it may take preparation. It may take some work. You may have to sit down and think it out, or even have somebody guide you through the thought process, because sometimes you're so deeply entrenched in your own set of circumstances that you can't even see your way out of your current situation. And that's when you need to just say, stop. Hey, I need help. I need somebody to help me out of this mess. And we're quick to do it when our health fails. We're quick to do it when we feel like, we're going to reach out to our counselors or someone else. We're quick to do it when it may be a tax situation or a financial planner situation. We're quick to handle it when it's money, but we're not always so quick to jump to be the best that we can be when it's about us or about our job or about, the career path that we've decided on. It's never too late to change. It's never too late to look back. And you have to look at yourself and see what are those skills, because those skills and gifts can translate into a variety of other industries, a variety of other jobs, and you will be surprised over your career how many things you have done and maybe you've learned on the job, like I have over many of my jobs. Heck, yeah, you guys know I wasn't a podcaster 10 years ago. I didn't even know what a podcast was maybe 5 or 6 years ago, shortly before I started the show. So all of these things, you have to pick up bits and pieces and look at it. Go down your CV, look at the things that you have done in the past and think about the details, whether it's managing people, whether it's managing budgets, whether it's, fundraising. There's so many skills that you can have and have developed over your career that will lead you to that next position. So keep all of that in mind. Jenae Noonan said it the best. The first medal she won was a bronze medal in the World Games. And she thought to herself, you know what? I am one of the best athletes in the world, and I got third place. And I questioned her on it, and you got to check the notes, and said, so this bronze medal was like, it was a nothing. It was there. She corrected me right on the spot and said, no, she was very thankful to have that opportunity. And that bronze medal did mean the world to her. However, she also realized she was that close to having a gold medal. And that's what made her continue and work on her trade and train and work. Because the next time she came back, that's when she got the gold medal. And hey, you know what? If I would get a gold or a silver or a bronze, you're going to practice the same gold medal mindset. So I want all of you fire starters to go out there today and attack your job, attack your purpose with that gold medal mindset. I want you to have gratitude and just be thankful for all of the things, big and little, that come into your life. I want you to have humility and realize that this world is spinning and there are billions and billions and billions of people on it. And you're just one small, finite piece of the world. I want you to consider the work ethic and realize a lot of you guys have been working at this for a while, but it can take a whole career to be an expert. In the same breath, I want you to be the best that you can be, because that is part of your optimum success. When you think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you start with food, clothing, and shelter on the bottom, and then way up at the very top, you have self-actualization. That's where I want all of you guys to be firing right now, realizing that, yes, I've accomplished a lot. I may not be in the right spot right now, but I am going to be in the right spot in the future. And if it takes someone to help me find that pathway, because sometimes it gets muddled in there, reach out, do that. And if you've come to a revelation all on your own and said, I never thought about it this way, listen, I want each and every one of you guys to go home with this gold medal mindset. And until then, I'll see you next time.
No matter how disheartening the moment of accusation sounds, how deep the pain of immobilization stabs, or how bleak your future looks, no one can take away your license to live. Keep Dr. Jarrett's expertise handy and unlock your future. Go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or another podcast player and subscribe right now to Licensed to Live. See you next time.